Thousands of people own caravans at holiday parks across the UK, but for some, the dream of a countryside or coastal bolt hole has become a costly nightmare.
Our reporter Chris Baines has been speaking to people who lost their life savings, pensions or inheritance after buying static caravans, feel they should have been given clearer information.
Situated with breathtaking sea views near...
This was Andrew Dawson's retirement dream. He bought a caravan at Skipsea Sands Holiday Park to spend time with his wife Sue and their 4 grandkids. For a couple of years, all was well, until, back home in Leeds, he received some devastating news.
I received a cancer diagnosis back in February of this year, and it's a 4th stage cancer, so there's no cure. Back then they gave me 6 months to, as they describe it, a few short years. So we set about selling the caravan, setting things in order, and that experience has been dreadful, really.
Andrew spent £62,000 on his holiday home at Parkdeans Resort 2 years ago.
I asked about the rate of depreciation, and again, very sort of, well, you don't need to worry about that. Static holiday homes pretty much hold the value.
But after being diagnosed with incurable cancer, Andrew discovered the caravan was worth far less. He offered to sell it back to the company for just £25,000, but the resort weren't interested. So Andrew cut his asking price again to only £17,000, a sum a sales rep agreed to.
And the salesman was there. He was looking quite sheepish. You could see something wasn't quite right. And he said, the directors have told us they'll buy it for £16,000. So he took £1,000 straight off. And we didn't expect any special financial treatment from them. But we expect them, when a member of their staff makes you an offer, that they would honour that.
We approached Parkdean for a response, and they told us they were aware of and sympathetic to Andrew's situation, and they had now contacted him to resolve the matter. But Andrew isn't alone. I've been in contact with dozens of people who have lost money after buying holiday homes at resorts across the region. Sally Nichols from Bolsover used her entire pension pot to buy a £69,000 lodge at Tattershall Lakes Holiday Park. She told a salesperson she wanted to rent it out to families and live off the income in her retirement.
He provided the information regarding expenses, but also provided information regarding what I could expect as an income. And at that stage, it looked like a good proposition.
For the first year, Sally was able to make a small profit, but then Away Resorts, who run the park, repeatedly put up fees for private owners while renting out their own holiday homes for less.
The passes for access to the facilities went up between £120 and £200 a couple, 3 nights a week or 4 nights a week, and that more or less put a complete halt, if you like, to the bookings coming in. It came as quite a shock to realise that I wasn't going to get my pension back to live on.
Away Resorts told us they provided all prospective buyers with comprehensive information to ensure they had full awareness of the potential risks, and they were clear there were no guarantees about income from subletting. While it's too late for Sally to recoup the money she lost, Ibrahim Dalmir, a barrister who specialises in holiday park law, says other prospective buyers should be more aware.
You wouldn't spend your life savings or a significant proportion of your life savings on a caravan without doing your due diligence. It's really, really essential. The bottom line is you should get your independent legal advice, regardless of what that salesperson says to you.
Hi, Chris.
Hello, Andrew.
Come on in.
Since we spoke to Parkdean, the company have contacted Andrew to try to settle their dispute.
He asked me if I got the £1,000 back, would that sort of solve the problem? It didn't change my view on Parkdean, and it didn't change my view on the industry.
More than 27,000 people have signed a petition calling for stricter regulation of the holiday parks industry to stop people like Sally and Andrew being left out of pocket. Chris Baines, BBC News.
9:25, the High Court will rule today on whether the government's climate adaptation plan